All right.
Shelburne or Shelburne and Associates.
It's a life-changing experience.
Okay, we got this guy
when we
Will
can place
Stack.
implants and place teeth immediately.
Coming up, I don't have any
Missing one tooth or all. Call 843-779-1734. DentalImplantCharleston.com. Here we are in the new year, and everybody's supposed to be, focusing on themselves and losing weight.
How black people might not be innocent. Not all black people are innocent. That's a given. And it's also probably given that people consider whatever white people do not racist, and I agree with that. But just the way he put it, he's come out of nowhere.
From taking care of your loved ones. We Care Home Care. 789-3003 online.
Let's listen to him real quick, and we'll listen to him again.
Blaming your chronic
And see
back
what he has
pain
to
on a
say.
bad mattress? Or overdoing it at the gym? You could be painfully wrong. If your back pain started before age 40 and hurts most at rest, it could be an inflammatory condition called ankylosing spondylitis, or AS. To learn if your symptoms point to AS, click the ad right now to take a free quiz at asbackpain.com. Then talk to your doctor. Find out if you could be painfully wrong.
Okay, what
This
does
message is
that
brought
have
to
to
you by
say while he's
Healthy.
buffering the new?
Usually I don't do these kind of videos, but I feel like this one was necessary.
Yeah, right now
I was
to
in
take a
Lexington
free
maybe about
quiz
10
at
minutes ago, go take some business,
asbackpain.com. Then
and I
talk
was
to your
pulling
doctor.
out of the
Find out
courthouse,
if you
taking
could
the
be
left.
painfully
And,
wrong. This message is brought to you by
filled up
Healthy.
with traffic, but the turning lane that was a few feet up ahead of me was free, so I made my left turn, and I proceeded to proceed until I got to the turning lane. An officer pulls up behind me, throws on his lights. After understanding that he was there for me, I pulled off to the side, and he came up and he said, "How you doing? Yada yada yada." So the reason I put you over is for improper use of the median. He told me what I did, asked for my license and my registration. I gave that to him. He left for a while. Now I will say that while he was gone, and while he was with me, I made sure my hands were on the steering wheel. I made sure to speak very politely, as I always do. I did what he told me to do. I handed me information, and I sat there and I waited, and I turned my music down. A few minutes later, the guy comes back, hands me my stuff, and he explains, the median needs to be open for emergency vehicles, blah, 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 blah. I was in the wrong. I didn't realize it. I just did it out of habit. He gave me a warning, and I was about my way. Now, the point of this is to say that I am an African-American male. This gentleman was Caucasian. There were no problems. He did his job. I did what I was supposed to do.
So
and that was it. I feel like
you don't expect
people need to understand that not all officers are crooked. Not all officers are racist, bad people, and not all people who get shot or tased or arrested by officers are innocent victims. Just because you're black doesn't mean you're a victim. Just because you're white doesn't mean you're a racist. Just because you're a cop doesn't mean you're a bad person. This world really needs to stop putting labels on people and things and see them as who they are. People doing jobs, doing things. Ignorance has no color. God doesn't see color. Why should we?
Well, we have color, so why wouldn't God see it? Alright, I don't like this guy. I don't like him, but I don't have anything against him. I don't have anything against this mug. So, he's supposed to be coming on the radio soon.
Well, my truck is my workhorse, and it takes a serious beating. My Line-X spray-on truck bed liner handles anything I throw at it. You gotta go with Line-X.
Call John at Tri-County Line-X, 760-9551.
I'm all hooked up with
Blaming your chronic back pain on a
94
bad mattress? Or overdoing it at the gym?
WFC News
You could be
Talking Reverend.
painfully wrong. If your back pain started before age 40 and hurts most at rest, it could be an inflammatory condition called ankylosing spondylitis, or AS. To learn if your symptoms point to AS, click the ad right now to take a free quiz at asbackpain.com. Then talk to your doctor. Find out if you could be painfully wrong. This message is brought to you by Healthy.
68. We are actually recording in October. What I say we, the Led Zeppelin, I'm Robert, are recording in September,
How these
right
guys
at
go
the end of
viral like
September,
with the
and in
quickness.
October 68. So in between that time, from the end of July, I'm searching
Some
for
images he
a
has.
singer, and I'm looking for Terry Reid. And if you hear any of the Terry Reid stuff, you'll know exactly what way I was sort of going. Unfortunately, by the time he was located, he'd already signed a solo deal, so he was sort of out of the equation.
That guy is getting
I
off.
went to see
The reason why I'm
Robert,
making this video is
and,
normally you say that some of these things
I
are just
invited him to come
irrelevant.
to my house to go through material, and at the time it was under the sort of cloak of invisibility almost.
These guys are relevant.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Jimmy Page.
The real
and
issue
all your
is
favorite
young
artists.
black men stop having sex with black women in South
The
Carolina.
latest from the 94.3 WSC News Center.
12.5%
Good morning.
of
Tiffany.
the incarcerated in
There
South
are calls
Carolina
for today to be a day of mass demonstration against police brutality in South
A black
Carolina.
man
Talk of widespread
being in jail
protests comes just
for
days
child
after funeral
support.
services were held.
So if you
The
stop
unarmed black
having sex
motorist
with
shot
these
in the back
women, you
and
won't get
killed
them
by a white
pregnant.
police officer earlier this month. The officer who opened fire on Walter
If-
Scott has since been fired and charged with murder. A likely GOP candidate for the presidency
You
thinks that Hillary Clinton needs to distance herself from
stop
President
being
Obama to have a
adulterous,
chance at winning the
lascivious,
White House.
and
However,
sexually
Senator Lindsey Graham
promiscuous.
doubts that she
You
can do
won't have
it.
these
She
problems. You
empowered
won't have to
Bill
run
Warren
from the police
policy
for
more than
child
she stood
support.
up to it. And when she
Stop
stood up to
carrying
it, she was
drugs
ineffective.
if you
On
stop
CNN State of the
speeding.
Union, the South Carolina Republican predicted
you
foreign policy will
have
be the
the
most
power
important
to
issue in
eliminate
next
this
year's
problem.
campaign. Graham is exploring
Eliminate
his
the
own
problem. Most
presidential
fatherless
candidacy
children
and
in
said that he'll make a
America.
decision next month. The Secretary of State thinks that critics of the U.S. nuclear deal with Iran should hold off until things are finalized.
We have 2.5 more months to negotiate.
All
So
these,
this is not finalized. This is an outline, parameters.
These
And most people are very surprised by the depth and breadth and detail of these parameters.
On CBS
These
Face the Nation, John Kerry said
candidates coming out of the
partisan
woodwork and
politics
they're
will
not
help the
interested in
process
anything.
and asked Congress to
If they're
allow
not talking
him to
about
do his job
eliminating the
through
Federal
June 30th
Reserve, the only
deadline
thing they're doing
without
is
interfering. The deal calls for lifting some economic sanctions on Iran, but a bipartisan bill in the Senate would give lawmakers the right to approve those first. And a Rock Hill woman has a taste for the finer things in life, and it got her arrested. Police busted 31-year-old Nathalia Martinez for trying to steal 118
Stop having
pairs
sex with
of
black women.
Victoria's Secret panties. The Georgia woman
You
was
young
accused
motherfuckers,
of
you better
carrying
make
out the
damn sure
underwear
you don't get
heist
their
on
ass
Thursday at the
pregnant.
Rock Hill Galleria store. The stolen garments had a total value of more than $1,700. Martinez tried to empty her purse once confronted by Victoria's Secret employees, but she was arrested and charged with shoplifting. Read more on these and the other top stories of the day at 943WSC.com. Rock Hill Galleria store. The stolen garments had a total value of more than $1,700. Martinez tried to empty her purse once confronted by Victoria's Secret employees, but she was arrested and charged with
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my neighbor?
It's a nice day.
Mr. Rogers passed along friendship.
Nice cloudy day in
Friendship, pass it on. From the
Charleston,
Foundation
South Carolina.
for BetterLifeAndValues.com.
over here Trident Tech. So we're gonna listen to this new kid on the block.
BetterLifeAndValues.com.
Go stack. Tell black
When the
people how
low
you're not
country
all
loves
innocent.
it turns to mornings with Kelly Golden. Back to
You're gonna listen to him tell Kelly
the
Golden
Low
how
Country's news station, 94.3
not all
WSC.
cops are bad.
Call for justice, a weekend of prayer and protest as Walter Scott is laid to rest. Here's a reporter talking to the police chief of North Charleston.
This has got to be tough for the force. It's tough for everybody.
And Eddie Drigger saying there it's tough for everybody. A day, by the way,
Did you notice
after
how the
North
mother didn't
Charleston's Mayor
cry?
Keith Summey rejected the
That's my son. Not a tear.
ultimatum to form a
Not a tear. They
citizens
can't even
review
cry
board
for
with
you.
subpoena powers. Folks, a plan to rally at Midwest Vanco Park was formed. Apparently that's coming up later today at 4 o'clock. The BLM, I'll call them, Black Lives Matter movement, immediately threatening a, quote, resistance movement if their demands weren't met. Talk about a terror attack.
He's a black man. He doesn't like black people.
Wow.
I don't like him either.
No kind of mob mentality will be taken kindly around here, I can promise that. 721-TALK, 721-8255. As for Al Sharpton, I think we probably got the most well-behaved Al we could have gotten, and that is thanks to the dialogue from the from the Scott family. Walter Scott's family saying from the get, this isn't about race. So, hey, here we have Reverend Al Sharpton saying it's not about black and white. Ted, he said it's about wrong and right.
Hey, Kelly.
Yeah, hey, a little shocking.
Yeah, it is. And good morning. Yeah, and I am definitely not an Al Sharpton fan in general. I think a lot of times his actions are fan flames unnecessarily and kind of like a rebel rouser. But I will have to acknowledge his comments here about this particular incident.
Not all white people
where he
hate Al Sharpton.
Mayor Sunday and the Chief Trigger's actions for making such a prompt arrest. You know, I commend that. I think that was the right call.
Not all. The no votes. The no votes.
Negotiating this
Not
minefield
all.
of
Police are like that.
you know, the situation fairly well.
No
And,
votes.
you
Not
know,
all women are like that. Well, the exception does not disprove the rule.
A side comment, if you don't mind. There was something in the news about some reference to hiring more black police officers, and I'm not really sure what that infers, and somehow that if we have more black police officers, then there would be fewer black people getting shot.